That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think this guy will probably end up being like maybe the most famous foreigner, period.
He's incredible. Hi everybody, I am Chad. Today we're here to talk about the top 10 foreign speakers of Korean. And today we have Grant, a good friend of mine, a good hyung of mine. Do you want to introduce yourself?
제가 한국어로 할까 아니면 영어로 할까?
상관없어요.
상관없어. 예, 제가 그랜트 제임스라고 하고요. 영어로 말하자면은 그랜트 제임스입니다. 테드처럼 그리고 닥터 피터슨처럼 여기 유타주에서 살고 있고 딸 4명 있으니까 딸 부자라고 하는 거지.
And you're having your first boy, right?
Yeah, pretty excited after
That's
four.
awesome. I know. After four girls. We actually did a Korean rap video, which was a very interesting experience.
We did.
Dr. Peterson's a rap legend now.
Yeah.
So Grant has recently been getting into YouTube. I would highly recommend subscribing to his channel. He's got a lot of fun stuff on Korean language, got a lot of upcoming stuff with his super cute daughters. So definitely jump over to his channel, check out some of the videos that he has. But today, we're talking about Grant's top 10 Korean speaking foreigner list. And this is actually based off a list of 100 that you currently have, that you've been working on for how many years?
About 10 years.
That's crazy.
I started learning Korean, obviously about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
About the last 10 years, I have been keeping a list of just people that I think are really good Korean speakers. And I've always just kind of ranked them.
So let's talk about the criteria. How are you ranking these top 10?
Basically 4 different things. Pronunciation.
Okay.
I teach pronunciation to all the missionaries that are in Korea for our church. There's like 200 to 300 missionaries. Grammar, I mean, I'm kind of like any other foreigner, but you gotta tell stuff is off. But the ability to debate about high level topics. And the last thing is like, how Korean do you sound? The ear test, if you were to shut your eyes, like how Korean do they sound?
Okay, right before we start our top 10, we recorded this video a little while ago, and we were not aware that 2 of the people listed in our top 10 were involved in serious controversies. While they still speak Korean well, we decided it would not be appropriate to include them after finding this out. So I talked with Grant to get the next 2 on his list. So coming in at number 10, we have Anna Rilman or Yoon An-na. So let's take a look at her clip.
사실은 처음에 한국에 왔을 때 정말 그냥 그 느낌 때문에 왔나 봐요. 제가 여기 뭔가 해야 하는 일이 있다는 걸 그냥 느꼈어요.
So I feel like Anna speaks Korean very smoothly and precisely, and actually Anna has done some acting work in Korea. So next, Grant has Sophia at number 9. Let's take a look at her clip really quick.
내가 좋아하는 한국어에 대해서 했는데 제가 그때 꽃보다 감자를 보고 있었을 때 너무 이제 빠져버려가지고 제가 언젠가 그냥 자막 없이 볼 수는 있을 거다. 두고 보라고 그때 마음을 먹었는데.
Sophia is from a country in Europe called Georgia, and you can tell her Korean is just very natural and comfortable. I think that's really impressive. And because Grant isn't here, I'm not going to go into too much detail about these 2 speakers just because he's the expert on this, but clearly they're both very good at Korean. Again, apologies for the last minute change. We will now go ahead with number 8 on our list. David Snedden.
Yeah.
This one is so interesting to me.
Yeah, David was a friend of mine. We did our minors together for Korean, and then we studied a year of Chinese together. He's the only one that we don't have a video on because he actually is in North Korea. At least they say that that's what happened. So we were supposed to do our study abroad in Nanjing, China together. He ended up going on a hike up in the mountains and just disappeared. And then later we kind of found out that he's one of the over 2,000 people that have been abducted, but one of the only Americans that was ever abducted. So his Korean is super good.
Yeah.
Imagine if you never spoke really much English for the last like 16 years.
Yeah.
So
we are uploading a video at the same time as this one where we go deep into his story.
it's all about his story.
Which to me is it's an amazing, it's a crazy story.
One of the things I want to do in this video is just have more awareness, let people see his face, because if we ever are going to have a chance to get him back, a lot of it is just kind of getting the word out there.
For sure. Tyler Rash.
Yeah.
And you just did a very cool video. I think it's my favorite video that you've done so far on your channel, breaking down why Tyler Rash is so good at Korean.
Tyler is one of the people I study the most. I think his Korean is just super phenomenal. You want to maybe listen to?
Yeah, let's do it.
456 더하기 654 1100? 네? 모르겠어요. 저 숫자 포기할게요 그냥. 1110이요? 1110이요? 네, 알겠습니다.
He's obviously really good. I wouldn't say that this is like his best clip right there, but there are a couple things when it comes to like numbers, for instance, are really hard. Like even back then when he said 356 like that, It's actually pronounced 356. So
Right.
there's a constant relinking thing that happens on the kiak, and then like a nasalization adjustment there. I think he's probably like one of the most intelligent, like high IQ people.
He seems very smart.
Yeah, and his ability to debate. So that's the reason I like to study him, and then just the speed. He's like super fast.
Ancod Abe Zaccarelli is what we're gonna go with. I don't know if that's right, but
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
we're gonna go with.
So this dude is from England. He's one of my favorites because he does music stuff. I do a little bit of
Okay,
music
yeah.
stuff, right? He literally became famous. He was a hobo.
You're
And he was
kidding.
on
Like an actual hobo.
Literally. He was a hobo. I have another word for it. A busker.
Well, the way I understand busking is that it's those people who like perform
That's
on the
it.
street, right?
That's
but was he like homeless?
Well, all I know is in some of the videos they literally call him a hobo. He had like these long dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And he's just in the subway playing his guitar, and people film him doing a God song back in the day, and that's how he became famous.
You're kidding.
No, but like he's obviously learned a lot of his Korean through just talking to people on the street.
Yeah.
And so he just sounds like super Korean. Anyway, take a listen.
주로 세계 여행을 하면서 각국에 가서 버스킹하거나 공연하거나 하는데 지난 2-3년 정도 한국에서 많은 시간을 보낸 것 같아요.
What the heck?
Seriously.
That's like crazy.
Yeah. So he's not one of those guys that just like went to Seoul University.
No.
He literally learned it on the streets.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Number 5, Kanonab. I'm just gonna call it. Number 5 is Eva. That's what we're gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, she usually goes as Eva or
Yeah.
Eva.
Yeah.
She's Russian.
Okay.
So her whole thing is she started learning Korean when she was 6.
Oh, okay. We kind of talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like, at what point do you recognize people as a foreigner speaker, right?
Yeah.
If you started learning Korean when you're 6 and you're from Russia, like, you're still a foreigner.
Yeah.
But you also started learning when you're
Yeah.
6. Or if you were like half Korean.
So a lot of the people that I have as some of my top ones have some type of a competitive advantage.
Exactly.
Whether they started learning it a little bit as a kid, or you know, kind of whatever the situation is. Some of them that you'll see are half Korean. I didn't know exactly how to weigh some of that because some people, they spend time being raised in 2 different places, and
Right.
so the thing that I did leave out, there are a couple people that are like half whatever and they grew up in Korea, but they are Korean citizens and everyone calls them Korean and they are
Gotcha,
Korean. They don't
gotcha.
speak any other languages.
Oh,
So I
okay.
negated some of those people
Yeah.
because to me you have to speak at least 2 languages to be.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So this clip right here is going to be Eva and then Dave from Dave's World.
Yeah.
And Dave is really good at Korean.
Yeah.
He's definitely in my top like 100 list. But the way that she kind of just discusses things with him, you can just see how good she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
간혹은 가끔
아 진짜?
그냥 진짜 가끔이라는 뜻으로
근데 잘 안 쓰지 사람들은.
아니야 쓰긴 써 쓰면 고급져져
아 저서.
나는 맨날 이제 커피를 예를 들어서 마시다가 가끔 차를 마셔요 이런 거 있잖아
She's incredible.
Yeah.
I can tell you how many times I felt like Dave in that situation.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, so it's like this? No, it's not.
Totally.
And Dave is a much better Korean speaker than I am, and so
Me too.
So I feel that pain, but she's incredible.
She's incredible. With her, I found one mistake.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the most common mistakes that
Yeah.
foreigners make. She says 짧지.
Daiji.
Yeah, and it's actually 짧지.
Daiji.
Yeah, so foreigners a lot of times will try to pronounce 2 consonants at the bottom of one character.
I
but
totally
you can only
do
have
that.
one. And then that last clip, she did do that. But that's literally about the only thing that I could ever find of her where she did something wrong. Like she's just literally like completely flawed.
She's phenomenal. I'm super impressed by her. So number 4 is Jake Hawley.
Yeah.
And I met Jake a long time ago.
Oh, I didn't know
like
that.
when he was in high school. Because I'm actually friends with his oldest brother, Robbie.
Okay.
We went to BYU together. We were in a Korean class together, which is hilarious. Like I didn't know anything about Robbie
Yeah.
until we were in this Korean class together. And I was like, what the heck?
Like, why is this guy so good?
Like this dude is like, he sounds like all the Koreans. Like,
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, Robbie's a great guy. I met Jake once forever ago, just kind of in passing when I was in Korea once.
So literally, you could take all 3 of the Holly
Yeah.
kids, put them at this
Exactly.
spot. I didn't want to like make this just the Holly show.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's Rob Holly's son.
Yeah.
He's super talented. He's one of those that's on the border of like, are you Korean?
Are you Korean or are you not? Yeah, it's like what you said before. If you close your eyes and listen, I'm not going to be able to tell who Robbie is
Yeah.
amongst these others, and I imagine
Totally.
it's the same
Totally.
with Jake.
Yeah, and actually, one of the reasons that he even popped up kind of on my radar, I was doing an interview with Robert Holly,
Yes.
right? Because a year ago he was arrested for drug-related charges, and he hasn't talked about that. I reached out to him, and he agreed to do like an actual interview, like the first interview he's done. And so we just filmed that, and we were talking about his kids, and I was like, are they better English or Korean? He goes, probably used to be a little bit more English, and now they're literally just 50-50. They're not any better.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know Robert personally. I've
Yeah.
never spoken with him. I don't know any background related to the drug charges or anything else. So I'm going to be really interested to watch that video.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be worth watching and hear his side of the story. If you guys want to see that, check that out on Grant's channel.
I put the first part of it in the video is what happened, so
Yeah.
we dive right into a story. I think that's kind of the most important part of it.
Yeah.
It's just him being able to tell what happened. It's not one of those things where he's actually even denying what happened.
Yeah.
He just talks through like how he got there, how it's affected his work life and those types of things. But they're one of my favorite families.
Should we watch?
Yeah,
let's watch the clip of the.
할까봐 뭐하노 이러시면서 또 들어오시거든요.
Same thing with him as with some of these other top level speakers.
Right.
They literally just sound like a Korean, and I wouldn't be able to distinguish.
Totally.
So number 3, Anna Bongi Kim An Na. I don't know who that is.
So she's not very well known.
Okay.
She doesn't really show up on a lot of those shows that you're used to
Yeah.
seeing, but she's actually on some radio shows. But when I was listening to her, I'm like, man, why does she sound so good? And I heard her backstory. She has lived in Korea basically since she was 5 years old.
Gotcha.
So one of those.
Okay, well, let's watch her clip.
그렇지만 지금 인도 내에서 카슈미르 지역에 독립운동을 하고 있어요. 인도에 있는 카슈미르에서 사람들이 이슬람교 사람들이니까 그들이 우리도 파키스탄에 있는 카슈미르처럼 독립을 원한다.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, you can't pick up anything that's like off.
You can. That's super impressive. Number 2, Billy Joel.
Everything about this guy is special. If you look up Billy Joel, you're gonna find the singer. There's not very many clips of this guy.
Exactly, right?
He was in the military in 1971.
Okay.
Has not left Korea. And he literally just like lives in Jeollado and works on a farm.
You're kidding.
This is him. Listen to him.
그러다 보니까 잊어먹은 게 있어요. 한국말은 제대로 배웠는데
뭘 잊어먹었어요?
한국말을 너무 오래 쓰다 보니까 아까 할리 씨가 그랬잖아요. 영어를 할 줄 아냐고. 영어는 여기 들어있는데 안 나와. 네, 이게 갑자기 히어링이 안 돼요.
예.
미국말로 아까 얘도 나보고 자꾸 영어로 물어보는데
미남 씨.
이게 여기선 나오는데 여기서 안 터지는 거야.
That is crazy. I like don't even know what he's saying. I'm just like what the heck? He just sounds like this old guy with this deep accent. You know?
Totally. I live in Hina, which
Okay.
is like Tangkut Mar, which is like the end of the world.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what people sound like there. So put him really, really high on the list because I just don't know how you argue with that. Like,
You can't really.
You know?
But he's an incredible
well,
speaker.
what's interesting to me is guys like him and An Ko-de who learned it not by going to school, really not even trying to pursue something like entertainment,
Yeah.
but you just like talk with so many people in that space and you come out just sounding even better than people that learn it from schools, you know what I mean?
Exactly. The number 1 on Grant Hyung's list.
Yeah.
Victor.
I think he's half Korean, half Brazilian.
Okay.
I think he says his first language is Portuguese. I think he's lived in Korea since he's 10.
Okay.
And he was a member of the K-pop band About You, but it was very short-lived because he had a habit of breaking his drumsticks. So they kicked him off for that.
Oh, wow.
But if you listen to him, he's super entertaining. And close your eyes and do the ear test.
그날에 막 5만 명도 오르고 그랬어요. 그래서 3만 명 축하 영상 찍어서 올리면은 막 9만 명 돼 있고 또 댓글 올리면 10만 명 돼 있고 막 그런 식이어가지고 지들 입으로 세상에서 제일 맵다고 말하는 게 무슨 자신감이지?
He's got a deep voice.
Yeah.
I gotta hear that again.
지들 입으로 세상에서 제일 맵다고 말하는 게 무슨 자신감이지? 난 아침, 점심, 저녁으로 매운 걸 먹는 매운맛의 강추아.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think this guy will probably end up being like maybe the most famous foreigner, period.
He's incredible. That deep voice helps a lot.
Yeah.
When he talks really fast, he's not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
He's just talking.
He's one that I actually need to take some time and break down because Koreans tell me he uses a lot of slang in there and I don't even know what it is. Like there's some things he says in there that he skirts by so quickly, don't know.
Yeah. He talks so fast that if you don't hear it, right?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really interesting video to do a breakdown on this guy and some of the things he's saying and why he's so good at Korean, kind of similar to what you did with Tyler Rash.
Totally.
I can't tell if I'm encouraged or discouraged after watching these guys
Totally.
because some of them are just so incredible. Like
You're like, I'll never be there.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, you want to see more videos like this, head over to Grant's channel. Please drop him a subscribe. That would be awesome as he is a starting YouTuber. Again, we're going to talk about David Snedden, which to me is a very, very interesting topic. I think you guys will enjoy that video and stay tuned for Grant's
And Dr.
future
Peterson
stuff.
rapping.
Yeah, and Dr. Peterson rapping. Yeah, if you want to see that whole thing, you know where to find it. I have some parts on there too. You can just skip over those. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.